Hi, my name is Ben Sutter III, and I'm founder and owner of BS3 Radio. I've been podcasting for 5 years, and with BS3 Radio, it has grown to over 46,000 listens and downloads. I've helped hundreds of people to start a podcast by giving them the knowledge, tools, and confidence to be successful. Now I'm here to help you do the same with BS3 Coaching. So let's build a successful podcast. I will be your podcast coach. We'll be able to work one-on-one. I won't be giving you a booklet and just telling you to look over it, but we'll be working one-on-one, side by side, to either help build up a successful podcast or to take your podcast to the next level. So click the link above or below to check out the pricing. I look forward to working with you, and God bless. All right, what is up, everybody? You're tuned in to week 14, recapping week 14 of the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League. We had another, I think, great week of basketball. We had 3 games that were on Friday. You can check out all of the games by this link down below that I will put right there, creatingyoungminds.uscreen.io. I think this is an awesome league. Great league for young men wanting to build themselves and build a career in basketball, but also Creating Young Minds does an amazing job at helping young men be young men and helping them in different ways and different methods. So not just in basketball, but in varieties of different ways. And this is one thing that I'm really passionate about and excited about, to be able to cover this organization, and I have a lot of respect for them and everything that they do. But the link down below, creatingyoungminds.uscreen.io, CYM, Creating Young Minds, they have a league called the Undiscovered League. And in this league, there's basketball players from all ages, some maybe just getting out of high school, some that are in college or out of college, and they truly help them build a career, not just on the basketball court, but overall. And I'm really excited to be able to continue to cover them. So they had a couple of games on Friday. The first game up was against the Undiscovered team versus the Phenoms. So the Undiscovered team is kind of the main team in this league. They are a high flying up and down type of team, back and forth. They play defense 94 feet, so going the entire length of the court, they play defense. They are not afraid to D up at any point in time, and they're extremely passionate and an extremely dominating team, and they just do not play. They do not play when it comes to this basketball league. So the first game was Undiscovered versus the Phenoms. And a lot of these players are a part of what's called the TBL, which is the basketball league. And that is the third ranked basketball league that exists. So obviously you have the NBA, you got the G League, and then the TBL, which they do a great job. And their season will be coming up here very soon. So let's get to game one. Like I've been saying, Undiscovered versus the Phenoms. We also have highlights on deck for each game, so make sure to stay tuned and stay tapped in for that. The first game, like I've been mentioning, Undiscovered is very high energy, big on defense, and they guard the full length of the floor, press defense up and down. It's one thing about the coach, Coach Mathis Crowder, is that he is always yelling, "Get up, play D, get up, push it." I mean, that, like, their ideal game is up and down, back and forth, and it's really hard for teams to be able to cover them because other teams just get tired. And that's kind of what it comes down to. So at the end of the first quarter, it was 16-10. So kind of a slow game. It's 10 minutes. They do a running clock. So sometimes you may see high scoring games. Sometimes you may see low scoring games. I want to give a couple of shout outs. I do this on each show, shouting out the players of the day. And today was the Euro Step Day. And I say that because it seemed like so many different guys on Friday were doing Euro steps, which that's the future of the game now. You got to be able to do that in order to get to the hole, especially if you want to be a dominant player. You almost got to perfect that. So Michael Lenore early and often. Also Jared Henderson, aka Jetpack J, high flying. I also wanted to give a shout out to Brandon McElvey. He gave a really nice pass to Biggie. His nickname is Biggie, but his name is Robbie Abanasser. He's a 7-foot tall center with a 7'8" wingspan. Very talented kid, and he is trying to continue to build up his game. At the end of, at halftime, it was 40-27. Michael Lenore throwing dimes all over the place. I'll have a highlight from him. He's a true point guard. He pledged for the NBA draft this past year, and he'll be playing in the TBL. A lot of these guys are extremely talented, and I don't say that lightly. I don't say that just because I'm covering the league, but I say that because it's true, and because these guys are talented young players that's really trying to make a name for themselves in the league. And this was, like I said, week 14. The Phenoms of Michael Williams. Shout out to Michael Williams, man. He had nice moves to the hole, and I believe he played in the first game and the second game. Shout out to Big Illinois. Thank you for tuning in. Also, keep it locked here, and at the top of the hour, I will go into show 2 with my guys, the Forecast, BS3, myself, obviously, Wilkes, Dawkins, and also A-Trap B, and we'll be reviewing Judas and the Black Messiah. So stay tuned for that coming up at the top of the hour. So, the Phenoms, Michael Williams. I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to him. He was playing extremely well. He was able to get to the hole. He was a physical player. He was a physical force on offense and defense, and that's pretty much what you can. That's pretty much what you want to ask for. You want your players to be physical on both sides of the ball, not just on one side, but both sides of the ball. And he was able to do that this past Friday. So as we're going along throughout the game, also Marcus Richardson was playing really well so far. He was getting open shots, getting to the hole. A lot of these guys truly play physical, and they play up and down basketball. This is no time to stand around. It's no time to figure out or run plays. Now, they do run some plays, but in a lot of times, man, they're just trying to outpace the other team. And that's a big thing about Mathis Crowder, who's also the co-founder of CYM, which is Creating Young Minds. Tremaine Thomas, man, the sharpshooter, he was hitting shots. I really like his game. It's smooth in the way that he plays. Brandon McElvey of the Phenoms, we're talking about the first game, man, was D'ing up, playing full court D. At the end of the third, it was 60-39, Undiscovered. And Undiscovered is undefeated in this league. They are the fastest team, and I think one of the best, well-sounded teams, well-coached, and they play great basketball. I mean, that's all I can really put it at. I haven't seen very many games where they were out of sync. I haven't seen very many games where they weren't on point. They are always on point, and they are always pushing the ball, and they do a really good job at what they do. So, going into the third, the reason why I said this, if I could title this week something, it was the Euro Step Day, because especially Trey Patterson was just killing it with the Euro steps. Killing it. If you think about Luka, you think about the emergence of a lot of guys coming over, you think of the emergence of basketball, and that is just a play that is hard to defend. And they were working it. They were working it on Friday. So big shout out to Trey Patterson. Biggie Albanasser getting a lot of play. Like I said, he's a 7-foot center, 7'8" wingspan. He's continuing to improve on his game, so he is a development player. But it's always great to see sparks. It's always great to see him doing a great job and really putting in work, because you put in what you get out. And I see him putting in work every single day, every single opportunity he can. So at the end of the game, Undiscovered ended up winning 83-61. It was not really close, but I want to give a shout out to the Phenoms, man. They put in work. They did not give up. Let's look at the stat sheet. Undiscovered again, 83, Phenom 61. Jared Henderson, his nickname is Jetpack J. You're going to see in just a minute when I show you this highlight. He had 22 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Michael Lenore, the true point guard, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Shemaine Thomas, he played in Albania in a pro league there, 17 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Lewis Trey Patterson, a.k.a. King of the Euro Step, Trey Patterson, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 steals. And then Chase Winchester, the sweet lefty, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 steals. Going to the Phenom side, Michael Williams, 19 points. He is an alumni of Texas Southern University. And Biggie Albanasser, 8 points, 10 rebounds. He was getting physical on the boards. And I got respect, man. I got respect for a guy that's getting physical on the boards, that's trying to figure out a way to improve his game, and is also, willing to play down low and just play physical. He plays a physical game, and I'm always going to brag on him, because I know that he is putting in work and he is doing everything he can to help and improve his game. So let's get to these highlights from game 1. One of my favorite parts of the show. I love getting to the highlights because I love being able to highlight what these guys are doing. Trey Patterson with the dunk. Yeah, he took his time with that one too. He took his time with that one. He wanted to make sure he got that dunk in. No problem. That was Trey Patterson with a nice dunk. Next up, Michael Lenore with a 3. Like I said, true point guard, willing to be selfless, willing to do his thing on the court. Cash, straight cash, homie. And don't let the height fool you. You may think, oh, this guy's small. He will jump up and he will dunk and he will get to the hole and he will smash on you. He will put you on a poster. So don't let the height fool you. This is a shot by Marcus Richardson, I believe. I couldn't see the jersey number, but I believe this is Marcus Richardson with a nice shot from 3. Nice shot, nice jumper. It was wet. I love to see that. Shemaine Thomas with a highlight here with a nice kiss off the glass. And you hear the person in the background, That was funny to hear that. And like I said, this Undiscovered team, which is the best team in this league, plays full court defense. I'm not playing. Every single game, full court defense. This is a highlight by Chase Winchester that gets the steal, passes it to Trey Patterson with the layup. With a nice up and under move. Does not get any better than that. Shout out to Chief Rock of Jersey, Vernon Ricks. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's show, recapping week 14 of the CYM Undiscovered League, which is here in Texas. It's in Louisville, Texas, which is right outside of Dallas. They're also a part of the TBL, which is the basketball league. You can look that up. The Louisville Leopards is the team that's in the TBL. So let's get back to the highlights of the first game. We also have Jarrett Henderson, aka Jetpack J, with a dunk. Not only was it a dunk, but it was a poster, and he dunked on Biggie out of Nasser. Hate to see that. Hate to see somebody get dunked on like that. Somebody that I'm a fan of, but it happens sometimes, and it was a nasty one. All right, so let's get to another highlight, which was a Biggie getting a rebound and a dunk. Be physical, man, smash that down. He had 10 rebounds on the day. Does not get any better than that. So that was the highlights of game number 1. The guys were playing very physical, up and down game. Like I said, with the undiscovered team, that's what they do. Game in, game out. So as we get on to game 2, it was the PSE prospects are out of Memphis and the Louisville Black. I was really interested to watch Terrell Bowie, also a guy named Kenny, Marcus Brooks, and Kevin Big Shot Booz. That's who I was looking forward to seeing. All of these games you can check out with the link scrolling down below. Next week's games will be on Friday at 3 Central Standard Time, 4 Eastern, right below at that link. So those were the players I was watching for, but those are the players I was wanting to see based on last week. Marcus Brooks being really physical, getting buckets early. He's one of those left-handed guys. I really like his game, and I like what he does week in, week out. Kevin Booz with back-to-back plays. He's a big-time player. One of these guys that goes after it, game in, game out. And I call him Kevin Big Shot Booz. He's made a lot of big shots in the games that I've watched in the Undiscovered League. Terrell Bowie. Man, this kid is nice. And when I say nice, man, he was dishing out dimes left and right. I think a true point guard, he can shoot. He was hitting the Euro step. He was getting to the hole, it seemed like, with ease. And that's just one of those talented players that you love watching. If you love basketball, you would love to watch these games. And Terrell Bowie from Ottawa University, that's his alma mater. So at the end of the first, it was 15-10. PSC prospects were up. I'll put again, Bowie is a player, man. When I say a player, I'm gonna hopefully I think I do have a highlight from him, but he is extremely talented. I love watching him. I don't know where he plays or if he plays professional, but he definitely should be somewhere because that kid is talented. Marcus Brooks hitting him with the Euro step like a pro. Michael Williams, if you remember, I mentioned his name a couple minutes ago, and Michael Williams played in back-to-back games. Like I said, they're 10-minute quarters, a running clock, but to play back-to-back games and to be balling out in both games, contributing well in both games, I think is great. At halftime, it was 26-23 PSC prospects. Like I said, they're out of Memphis. And then the Louisville Leopards, their first-round pick, Aziz Fadika, he's from Quincy University. He was getting it in, slashing to the basket, getting open looks, getting rebounds. He had a double-double. He went 18 and 10. That's exactly what the Louisville Leopards are looking for. That's exactly what Coach Mathis Crowder is looking for. If you want to get more info, go to creatingyoungminds.org. That'll give you all the information that you need to see. Aziz Fadika, all-around player, all-around guy. Good down low game. I put that down in my notes, man. He was hitting it down low. If you follow BS3 Radio, follow us on all avenues of social media, Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram. And then tomorrow I will have a clip up on so if you miss any part of this, I'll have about a 15-minute clip that'll kind of summarize some of the things that I went over with tonight. And you'll be able to find that at BS3 Radio. Also follow Creating Young Minds on social media as well. They're on every platform. So my question was, can Louisville Black come back? They had some struggling times, believe me. And Coach Mathis Crowder, if anybody watched the game, he was pissed, and that's because he pushes his guys. He wants his guys to be the absolute best, and he is pushing them because they're getting ready for the basketball league, the actual league that's going to start in April. So he's really helping to push them and get them ready for the game. So Louisville Black, my question was, can they come back? PSC was getting up and down on offense and defense. At the end of the third, it was 43-35 PSC, so it was still close. It was still a close game. They were still in range to possibly win the game. Like Coach Mathis Crowder was extremely vocal. When I say vocal, I mean he was, in a lot of instances, he was pissed off. He was calling out his team. He was calling out his guys. He was just letting them know, like, hey, I see what you're doing and what you're not doing. And I'm seeing that you can play better than this. And that's one thing you got to respect about a coach, man. When he sees that you can put in more, when he sees you can do better than what you're doing, that's a true coach that's going to push you to be better. So PSC player Kenny was having a good, beautiful drives to the hole. Aziz Fadika had a great game at the end of it all. 63-54 PSC prospects. Louisville Black just was not able to come back. This was not able to happen. That was the end of that game. Let's get to the stat sheet. Aziz Fadika, like I said, double-double, 18 and 10. That's a great stat sheet right there. Devontae Sipling, he is from the University of Mobile, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Daryl Bowie, man, remember that name. 17 points, 5 assists. He was all over the floor. Jesse Williams for the Louisville Black squad, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 steals. He was the all-around player of the day. And then Marcus Brooks, 24 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals. And Kevin Big shot Booze, 10 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Shout out to my man H-Rap B. He will be coming up on the show with me and the rest of the forecast as we review Judas and the Black Messiah. That'll be coming up at the top of the hour right here on BS3 Radio, wherever you're watching this. So let's get to, we had one highlight from that game. Let's get to that game highlight, which is Marcus Brooks with a nice drive to the hole. He was hitting the Euro step. That's not in this highlight, but he was really physical in his play on Friday. You can see Mathis Crowder saying, take him out, take him out. You can see him patting his feet on the ground. He is the most passionate coach I think I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of coaching done in my life. I've seen a lot of coaching being done, and this guy is going to push his team every single game, every minute of the game. If it's the last second of the game, he's going to push you to be your best, and he knows what you can and cannot do. Or really no can't. He knows what you can do. And also one thing I do want to point out too is that I think the true identity of a coach is to get your players and let them know, hey, that play is over with. Let's move on. That plays, you had a bad play, but keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. And he's very passionate at what he does. So that was Coach Mathis Crowder. Let's get to the very last game, which was the third game. This was the pros versus the prospects. Now, the pros has a player on their team. His name is C.J. Carter. C.J. Carter is a player that played for the New York Knicks. He also played in the G League for the Texas Legends. And he has played in the NBA and helped and trained with Kobe. So he is a real deal player. So let's get into this next game. First quarter was 16-16, so a low-scoring game. Terrell Jones is a player. I'm going to get to the stat sheet in a minute. You're going to be impressed with what he put up this game. But Terrell Jones is a very good player. And the trash talking in this game was on point. I was enjoying this game from beginning to end. C.J. Carter was trying to go for 50. Okay, there's a record in this undiscovered league by Damian Durham. He was a former player in this league. He played at the University of Bakersfield or Bakersfield, Fullerton, I believe. But in this league, he put up 50 points. The first game I watched, he put up 50 points. So CJ Carter's mission was to score 50 points. And so as we get through this game, you will find out, yes or no, if he got 50 points. But he was trying to break that record. It was 36-35 pros at the half. Sterling Sanders, man, with some nice handles. Also a shot by Kenny. He was playing really well. And Kenny played he played the last two games. The third, there was a nice alley-oop from Sterling Sanders to CJ Carter. I'm going to show that highlight in a minute. I thought it was maybe a missed shot, but now I'm thinking that was an alley-oop. Charles Rambo going to the hole. He was playing really physical. Sterling Sanders is one of those players that can shoot, can get to the hole. One of the top players in this league. CJ Carter wanted to put on a show. He did, but he did not get to the 50. I'll just say that. I'll get to the stat sheet at the end. But that's great, man. That's basketball. Trash talk. Put a goal out there. Talk trash to the other team. Say, I'm going to put up 50 on y'all. Even if you don't do it, at least you're getting some trash talking. At least you're getting your opponent agitated, which is going to help both of you guys play better because you're going to be trying to make sure he doesn't get 50. Sterling Sanders was on fire throughout this game. At the end of it all, the pros end up winning at the end of the third, it was 65-54. And then in the fourth quarter, we had a somber moment. Abraham Davalos, I talked about him last episode. He's a guy that really puts in work. He's a guy that I've been watching him on Instagram. He's just been working out, improving on his game. He ended up getting injured in the fourth quarter, and he torn a ligament. So prayers up for him. Make sure when you guys say your prayers tonight, or whenever you say your prayers, say a prayer for Abraham Davalos. He comes back healthy. And at the end of it all, my question was, can the prospects come back? Can they win this game? They did not. It was 87-74. The pros win, and they pull that one out. Going to the stat sheet, CJ Carter had 28. He did not get 50. He was 22 away from 50, but he was trying. I got to give him his props, man. You put a goal out there. Like, put a goal. Try to do something that you haven't done before. And he put that goal out there. Didn't end up working out. But, hey, I'm going to give him his props because at least he said, I'm going to try to do something. Sterling Sanders had 31. He had a hell of a day. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. CJ Carter, 28 points. The leading scorer of the day was my man Terrell Jones with 38 and 3 rebounds. Devontae Sibling, 12 points, 5 rebounds. So he played the last 2 games. Let's get to the highlights so you can see what happened. This first one up is the dunk by CJ Carter, and that was the alley-oop. I believe this is alley-oop. You guys let me know what you think this was. I think this was an alley-oop. At first, I was thinking it was a missed shot, but check this out. Yeah, it looks like he was trying to bounce that one off the glass, which was a nice dunk. CJ Carter was just playing all over the floor, dunking everywhere. If he would have been able to get on fire from the 3, he probably would have got to 50. But he just was not able to. His shot was not falling in some situations. But he was able to get to the hole. His goal was to get to 50. It did not happen. But, hey, much respect. Much respect to the guy. And this is Terrell Jones, the leading scorer of the day. Even though they did not win, I'm a fan of Terrell Jones. So shout out to this guy. Check out this highlight.
It's ordinary in the morning.
Yeah.
We got to practice like this.
get into the hole. And man, those red shoes, I don't know what type of shoes those are, but that's all I know most of the time is Terrell Jones. He's got those red shoes on, and he gets to the hole, man. He is one of the best players in this league. And his play just looks effortless in a lot of situations, man. It just looks effortless. And he has really no issue, no problem with getting to the hole, no issue, and no problem of being physical. And he's one of the top players in this league. So that was week 14 of the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League. You can go to the website, creatingyoungminds.org. The website down below, you can go to watch the games. The next game is coming up on Friday, March the 19th. It'll be from 4 to 7. You can find the games down below at that link. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, do me a huge favor. Make sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell. Also, you can support BS3 Radio by clicking that $sign for super chat. However, how much, $1, $3, we appreciate whatever it is that you want to donate. Coming up at the top of the hour, so in about 29 minutes, myself and the rest of the forecast will be reviewing Judas and the Black Messiah. I think a groundbreaking movie starring Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Coulier. So you can stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's recap of week 14 of the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League. I'll be back next Monday, same time, same channel. God bless. God is love. Peace.